You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Duets After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Duets After Show.
All right, Duets fanatics, often duplicated, always imitated. That made no sense. It's the Duets After Show. We all know that Bing is for doing, and what are we doing? We're doing another after show on AFTERBUZZ TV. It is Duets Season 1, Episode 8. I'm JC, and today I'm joined by a bevy of beauties who are not only beautiful, but also smart too.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys introduce yourselves as we go around the table. Starting with the lovely lady in front of you to my left.
Michelle Macedo. Hey guys, what's up? You can follow me on Twitter at Michelle Macedo Music or Macedo Music.
Okay, and I'm Stephanie Wenger, and you can follow me on Twitter at Stephanie Wenger, and you can visit my website too, www.stephaniewenger.com.
Nice. And the man running the ones and twos in the back, Mr. Ben Bottomley. What's going on, Ben?
Shows
are going on. Okay.
Nice.
All right, guys. So what happens when you go from the Dark Horse to the Dark Knight? Jason Farrell, some Pinoy power, or signed, sealed, and he delivers, Mr. J. Rome. But we start off with the melancholy goodbye of the last female on the show, Miss Bridget Carrington. Thoughts? What did you guys think on her leaving?
I mean, she was who I predicted last week to go. She was in the bottom 2 last week as well, so it wasn't, I don't think, a particularly shocking moment for me. I mean, she seemed really sad, and I don't want her to have to go back to her. I think it was a tax accounting job. Yeah, that didn't sound great, but I hope she can figure out what she wants and find her own little career path.
Yeah, right. Now, I'm sure she has a platform now where she can figure it out. Hopefully not have to do taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, go get taxes from people. But I wasn't shocked either. We definitely called it. Just reminding you of that. And yeah, I mean, it's sad. And it's sad that she was the last female, and kind of surprising. It seems to be a trend. With The Voice that happened, and then I don't know. It's really, I don't know what that's about, but yes,
it's a man's world.
Yeah, that's right, Juliet Sims. Right?
No, you know what? Actually, I know I was wrong. Y'all picked Bridget, and I said that John was leaving. Now, the reason I said that is because she's a tax woman.
Because you were gone.
What? I was gone?
I mean, wrong? Hello?
No, she's a tax woman. I don't want her coming to audit my butt because she's an auditor. Hello.
So this is a personal, she's going to get you. You are next.
No, never. I pay all my taxes. No, definitely for the public at home. Okay.
Imagine if she does come and get your taxes, though.
Pretty
I
much.
bet she's going to get hey, weren't you on that show?
Yeah, but all I have to say about her, I thought she was robbed. I thought she was fantastic. I thought, okay, I just want to save my own butt so she doesn't do my taxes.
Totally, that's a good point.
You guys, yeah, you're right. It was time for her to go. I think she was, I know this is a singing competition, but she was the fashion champ, I thought, because she always had the cool heels. She had all the canary yellow dresses. She was just
the canary yellow, yeah, she did.
Yeah. She was rocking, but it is a singing competition, so it was her time to go.
It was her time to go.
All right, so that was a little bit of a recap. So what went on this week? We're all catching up. It's the first season, so we kind of are figuring out how it's gonna end up. And the finale is next week. Just so if you're watching us at home, chat roll. If you guys are watching us on AfterBuzzTV.com, what's up? But if you're not watching us live, make sure to listen to us on iTunes. They've got a great little podcast app that you can you press the iTunes the podcast little icon. It'll take you straight to all the wonderful podcasts that iTunes does. And make sure to stop by, of course, at AfterBuzz TV. Comment, subscribe. It helps keep the lights on. And we actually do read back some of your feedback, so please be interactive. All right, now to tonight's show. She's gone. They were doing 2 numbers tonight. There's a duet, hence the name, and solos.
The first solos ever, right?
Finally, I thought it was going to be a train wreck. I was afraid of the solos.
I actually loved it though. Like I kind of had the same opinion as you. Thought it was going to be a train wreck, and because like a lot of them had been leaning on their coaches and just kind of wasn't sure how that was all going to work. And then once the solos rolled around, they were actually some of my favorites of the entire competition. Like they came out and shined, or you know, at least tried something different, and you saw a different side of them. I think all 3 of them in a lot of ways.
Agreed. I think with the duets also, I think that the harmonies that they find and that they make are kind of like getting typical, and that I don't know, it's not very exciting. Like with all the things you could do, there's so many things you can do like musically. And I don't know, maybe it's because it's like the same person working on it or something. But I don't know, just the duets, just after like a minute or so, I totally zone out.
Yeah, no. You know, it's great, and we just talked about how interactive we are with our fans. There was a fan I remember reading on some of our feedback, and I believe it's, I'm going to maybe butcher it, CLM2440. And he actually brought up some of the stuff we were saying. That he said, why don't they sing more songs that were designed as duets originally?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, the song selection has been a little strange at points, and you're kind of like, well, I love that song, but it's not a duet. Like, why are you making it, trying to make it something that it's just not, and it doesn't always work for them. And so I feel like song selection has been one of the bigger issues in the show overall.
Okay, and we all kind of like went, when they said, now be ready for our first season 1 finale, because we were wondering if there's going to be a season 2. But now remember, Idol didn't start off like a juggernaut that first season, did it? Or am I mistaken? Or they were still like kind of tweaking it, like it was 2 hosts instead of 1.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Brian Dunkelman, right?
Yeah,
right.
So
that guy?
I know. Well, I saw him at a comedy show here in LA actually.
Yeah.
But
was he performing?
he was.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I know, but I remember people being interested in that show. Like, really, there was like, it wasn't like a juggernaut yet. It wasn't with J-Lo and all of this, but it was like, it had interest. There was,
and it was like the first of its kind. Yeah, and people were like all about it. I feel like this show has gotten press in not a good way. You know, I feel like with American Idol, I feel like it got more good press, and
it's because it was new though.
Yeah.
As well.
And well, they didn't start it out being like 2 hours, like doing all that stuff with American Idol, you know?
Right.
They weren't as, I don't know if the word is confident about it. I don't know what it is. But pretty much I think duets were like banking on the fact that, you know, they're the superstars and everyone who loves them will like watch it. But, you know, with 2 people trying to shine on the same song, I think that gets conflicting.
Right. Well, let's jump into the duet. So let's jump into that first song with I believe it was J. Rome and Jennifer Nettles, of course,
Right.
and it was "Break Even" by The Script. What do you guys think?
I liked it. I thought that was one of the stronger performances of the night. They always have such good chemistry, though. That's like been one of my favorite aspects of the show so far. Has been Jennifer Nettles seems able to connect in a better way, I guess, than some of the other partners, and she lets them shine a little bit as well, which is nice to see because she's a superstar. She could totally take it over.
Yeah, I think she's a more generous like performer because I think that kind of reflects how people are on stage can reflect how they are in real life. So I think that she's just like a friendly person.
Yeah, and I was also thinking about the fact that she's the only one in a group. So Sugarland is a group. So she's used to being on stage with other people versus Kelly and John and all those guys who are, you know,
all about them.
So maybe that helps. I don't know.
That's a great point. Honestly, it took us 8 weeks to figure. She's in a she's in a duet.
Yeah, what? Yeah,
makes sense.
Where's the other? Where is that guy? He just didn't want to do it.
I don't know. I wonder if they would ask like Sugarland collectively to do it. That's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, because the only cast change was Lionel Richie, which was John Legend for Lionel Richie. That was it. But I don't think they were going to bring in the other half of Sugarland. So maybe next year. I don't. If we have a second season, I hope. I'm still a fan. You know, you never know what might happen next year. You know, who they bring in, how they retool it. You know, because I definitely think there should be a few things that could change.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think it would be interesting to like bring in, not that I haven't enjoyed these coaches, I really like them. They all have their interesting personalities and different takes on stuff, and John definitely gets the technical side and you kind of see all those aspects. But it would be interesting to bring in just a new group of coaches just to like see if something different happened, kind of like bringing in new judges on American Idol. It's kind of
they bring in like, you know, people to help and stuff all the time on those shows, right? You know,
so,
like in rehearsals. So they should do that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would like to see. A little more, I think we've talked about it in the past, that rehearsal process and things like that. It would be interesting to kind of just see a little bit of a retool or bring back some of the coaches, or just, I don't know. I think there's interesting ways to kind of
spice it up
a little bit.
Yeah, I think that maybe, for me, I would like them to keep the judges, actually. But I want them to let them loose. And actually, that's kind of cue
like
up.
Real feedback.
Real feedback. Yeah. And maybe, see, we're going to do a little segment a little bit later that we call Duets Uncensored. So we're going to get to hear what the judges really think. So that's coming up a little bit later. So kind of what we're talking about. But let's move on to, I believe it is Jason Farrell and Kelly Clarkson. They did Me and Mrs. Jones. What do you guys think?
Well, apparently they got to choose their songs, right? So like Jason chose the song. I think this was a poor choice in song, especially after Break Even, because it's really slow and mellow and kind of like nice to listen to. Also, Kelly's foot is like, you know, so, and they're both sitting the whole time. And I think that that way it really depended on the vocals, and it's one of those where I kind of zoned out.
Did you? Okay.
But Kelly Clarkson's voice sounded amazing.
Yeah, Kelly is always so good. And I mean, she brings it every time. And you're kind of like, ooh, your partner was off, but you were fantastic. And
yeah.
I don't know. For this performance, it was interesting because I kind of liked that he slowed it up. I think sometimes he gets a little awkward on stage. And so it was nice to have him seated, but it could get boring. I totally see where you're coming from with that. He actually, though, needed to look at the camera more. If you're doing that kind of slow performance, like, yes, have a connection with Kelly, and that's important, but I was like, you need to connect with the teenage girls at home if you plan on staying in this competition.
And you're spot on. I believe Robin Thicke even brought that up.
Yeah.
To connect more, he wanted a little more, what was the word? Was it a little more naughty?
Naughty. A little more Of course he did. Well, he's, says the man dressed in leather, okay.
Yeah, he had that like RoboCop kind of like detective leather vest thingy on.
Such interesting wardrobe choices.
Hey, he's a rock star.
Very
He can rock
interesting.
But quickly talking about Kelly, you were spot on. You know, even though it's a duet, I love Kelly Clarkson. I absolutely adore her. Breakaway is one of my favorite songs of her. I love her. But she's so good that when she sings, she just overpowers him and it takes away from him. And ultimately you want your pupil to win.
Yeah.
So how does that look when even in this song, this is his song, which I thought this is the second time he's done it. He did it in his Save Me song. He was much better, I thought, this time than the Save Me. But when Kelly opened up, it's kind of like, yeah.
Which is kind of a weird thing with kind of like the point, you know? Like you're supposed to see, I guess, you know, how the superstar is the superstar and the amateur is like the amateur, but he's supposed to be getting better. But then if you put someone right next to Kelly Clarkson every week, like they're not gonna look as good, you know.
But why can't she hold back a little bit? Why couldn't she pull back? Just
you know, I guess her entire career she's been told to do the opposite. So that and the same with if there's like solo people or people that are not in like a band or have to share the stage or with singing and stuff. I feel like she probably does that, you know.
It's also, I was just, as you guys are talking about this, thinking about that we only have guys left in the competition right now, and we have only female coaches. And I just was thinking about,
Oh, weird.
isn't that strange? Like,
Oh, wow.
Weird.
yeah, because we both of the guys, Robin and John, don't have anybody left anymore. And so do we think that that's like America liking that combination better in some way? Like that there's the professional...
I'm about to go evolution on you, evolutionary on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Women are nurturers. Maybe they're better teachers. Maybe, you know, they have the patience to teach, possibly. And aside the fact, maybe Kelly has a big fan base, though, too. Kelly and Jennifer and all have a really big fan base.
Also, they're both kind of in the... I mean, Kelly's not country, but like she lives in Nashville, like that country. Maybe that's voting a lot for the show. I don't know. You could get into all the like...
I
We're
mean,
getting into the
it
minutia
could really
here.
have to do with like, you know, articulation and like teaching and communication like that, you know? But I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just the chemistry.
Maybe it's just the amateurs themselves that actually stayed.
Them.
Well, let's talk about the last duet, Mr. John Glosson and Jennifer Nettles. And
Right.
Jennifer's outfit was kind of interesting, I thought, today. You know, just she had like the blue, like,
I couldn't figure it
Trench
out for the
coat.
Yeah.
first bit, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's layers and of different, okay. And I think they are trying to hide she's pregnant, as we mentioned in a previous show. I think they're trying to hide that, but they're
Okay.
just making really interesting wardrobe choices to do it. I think they're
Trying to distract.
Yeah, distract.
Really distract
With the red
us
hat?
here. Yeah, exactly.
she had like a
She
little bit
loved
like
it, too.
soulful
She
little
loved it.
thing going on.
Yeah.
But what'd you guys think of the prayer? I mean, this is done by Celine Dion, Andrea Bocelli, Josh Groban, and Charlotte Church. One of my favorite songs of all time.
Really, this one?
Not theirs. No offense. But the song itself.
Not Jennifer Nettles and...
No. And
Well, right.
it breaks my heart.
Well, you know, Jennifer Nettles, it's not her kind of song. She was trying to like belt at the point when she should have gone into like her head voice, and she should have there's like this purity, you know, that you're able to reach at that point, and she is so good at belting, and so she tried to do it with that, and I get that that's like her style and stuff, but I don't think that it really worked out for her.
Yeah, I love this song too. It's really nice, and especially Josh Groban's version of it is just one of my favorite things. But for me, it couldn't live up to Josh for whatever reason. It from the get-go, I was kind of like, you're hitting nice notes and it's pleasant to listen to, but I just wanted more, and I can't even describe fully what that means to me. But it just was like there was like that aha or just something missing, and I just really wanted it, and that's all I wrote on my sheet was how I really just wanted
He
that
just
to
like,
happen.
to me, he just looks like he's always gonna just eat the mic, just like
Yeah.
put it in his mouth.
Oh, John Glosson?
Yeah. And he made this really intense face that was like, looked like at first that he was in pain or something, or that he was upset, but he was just really getting into the song.
Yeah. John, I love John, but I think he could be in trouble with just because of this song. I judge this song very harshly because I am close to it. I love this song for the last 10 years of my life. Absolutely one of my favorite songs. Andrea Bocelli's version is amazing. It's in Italian, and it's just like, oh, and I don't even know.
Yeah.
I wonder if they played at the Bellagio. I don't know if they used that song. They used some of Andrea Bocelli's stuff on the fountains in the Bellagio. If you ever go to the Bellagio in Vegas, they had the big fountain show, and they have Andrea Bocelli songs and Frank Sinatra, and I think they might do the prayer. I'm not sure.
I feel like they do. It's so magical with the fountains and the whole experience there, but yeah, and it kind of, you want every time it to like live up to that, and sometimes
Exactly.
it doesn't.
And I thought John would deliver, but I think he got rattled since he was in the bottom two tonight. It was a different John. John's a very confident, competent singer, and they even mentioned that he was pitchy at certain points, and he's never been pitchy throughout this whole competition.
I know, that was super weird.
And I think it was just he being nervous. You know, I think this is the song that could unfortunately do him in.
But why would nerves get to him now?
Because just the fact that Jennifer's team's never been in the bottom two of anything the
Yeah.
whole season. And the fact that it was a different, I agree with what Stephanie said, that he was missing something. And I even wrote it on the notes. My first note was, I'm missing his fire. Because usually he's so big, and it's easy for him to be big, but he wasn't John Glosson big, you know, like tonight in the
his
my pro.
personality didn't shine through. It felt like he was kind of going through the motions of the song and you when you want to see John, even if, you know, make it his own a little bit, and it just felt like he was trying to do, you know, Josh Groban or Andre Bocelli, and it just didn't work in the way that at least I wanted it to.
Do you think he has a possible future in adult contemporary, like that, because that's what he wants to do?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could see that, absolutely.
All right. So overall, who do you think won the duets round between J. Rome, John, and Jason? Okay.
Wait, okay,
Can
so
you put the Jeopardy music?
the songs were The Prayer, right? Me and Mrs. Jones.
Me and Mrs. Jones and
Break Even. I'd say Break Even.
Ooh.
I think for me, yeah, I gotta go J. Rome. It just seemed to me that he kind of took the night for me. It's not to, you know, go into the next one, grouping of the solos, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go J. Rome.
All right. Well, so it's a tie. Oh no, it's not a tie. I mean, it's J. Rome. 2-1. I don't even have
What
to
do
vote.
you think?
Well, I'll let you know after I talk about Amazon. Yes.
What do you have to tell us about Amazon again?
Well, Amazon actually, some of our fans are actually on. I'm following on YouTube. There's a fan by the name of Black Pirate who actually she made a purchase on Amazon and she decided to tell us about it. It was an
Nice.
MP3 purchase. See what happens is, guys, if you need to buy anything on Amazon, all you have to do is go to AfterBuzzTV.com, click on our Amazon banner, and it'll take you to Amazon, and you can make any purchase you want. DVDs, big screen TVs, cameras, books, whatever you need. And whatever you buy, actually, we get a few cents of that. So it helps keep our lights on. But with Black Pirate, what she wrote was, she's like, guys, I finally made my first Amazon purchase, and she wanted to tell us all about it. And she bought this, I think it was just like a little MP3, like MP3
Nice.
player.
That's awesome, and it doesn't cost her anything more. She just went to AfterBuzz, and it helps us.
To
And
Amazon, just buy a little MP3.
yeah,
And the
Listen
kicker
to
was,
it forever.
it cost her 99 cents. That's what she spent. She said, I'm sorry it was so small purchase, but every little bit helps.
Totally.
Cents make dollars. So thank you, Black Pirate. Guys, keep buying stuff. It helps us out. And
And keep buying music.
yes, hopefully like a Macedo tune here
Yeah.
in the near future, for sure. All right, so who do I think won the first round? J. Rome. Done deal.
Okay.
J. Rome.
J-Rome, all three of us,
He
yeah.
won the duets. But now let's move on to the solos.
Okay. Duets for tonight, you're saying? Just based on those three
We were
things.
talking about the duets
Yeah.
portion. Now let's talk about the solos. Because
Yeah.
today, we're a little off now because we're like, now they're having us do solos. We had duets. The first solo we had tonight was by J. Rome, and he did Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours by Stevie Wonder. I didn't even take notes.
Epic.
yeah, so good, best performance of the season.
I think I just wrote like amazing, I think.
Yeah,
I think
like
that's-
I said,
What'd you write?
Amazing.
I wrote
Amazing.
Amazing.
Nice.
Amazing.
And couldn't take notes.
great minds think alike.
Nice. Hey, Watchtower Base says that he spent over $400 on Amazon through AfterBuzz.
Oh, nice.
Long list.
Amazing.
Computer
See,
stuff.
There you go.
There we go.
That's amazing.
Way to go, Adrian, for sure. We'll always shout you guys out. Just keep on making those purchases, but we got to talk about J. Rome because the boy was born to sing. Jennifer Nettles even said it. He was ready when I met him. He was ready.
Yeah, that's so true.
I mean, and also we kind of talked about that they sometimes use their coaches as crutches. You saw him own that stage. I mean, he got
Yeah.
up there and it was like he didn't need anybody with him. Like it.
Like it was like he had been holding back.
Yeah.
While she was on stage.
Yeah, because he wanted to
Be
let her
polite.
shine. Exactly. And it felt very like Usher and I don't even know what else mixed together.
Yeah, and
Incredible. So good.
so if he does not win, I'm sorry, we're not doing predictions yet. If he doesn't win, it's a travesty. I'm already saying it. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're going to quote you on that.
You better quote me. Signed, sealed, delivered. I just said it. Anyway,
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Certainly is.
thank you, Ben Bottomley. All right, so since we all are in agreement how amazing it was,
Yes.
John Glosson, "Bless the Broken Road" by Rascal Flatts.
Another one of my favorite songs, and Rascal Flatts does it so well. I felt like his song choice tonight did not help him, because it was one of those things where I was used to it being with Rascal Flatts, and it just had a different tone to it. And it's not that his was bad. Neither of his performances I didn't think were bad performances.
No,
they just wasn't as good as he normally is, and didn't allow him to kind of be his own artist. It kind of just made me think of the original songs in a lot of ways.
Maybe it is because he's nervous, or because he's in the bottom 2 or something, or something's going on, because it kind of seemed like that for the whole night.
Oh, you felt the same way?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the song. I did, except for the last note. The last note was pitchy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
He's like never pitchy, and everyone else has been pitchy like at least once. I don't know about J-Rome.
Yeah, no,
Has he been pitchy? I think before.
I think he's
that
had
was a high note there.
I think he has
Hello.
I think he had one off performance,
He did.
J-Rome, and I remember it being a little pitchy.
I think it was like 2 weeks. It wasn't too long ago. I think it was the first week of their live performances.
Yeah, which is understandable. If you've never gone live on national television, I would think that would be an intimidating experience for sure.
They have. Well, right, if that was like the first time or whatever. But yeah, definitely. Definitely not as J-Rome just like took it home.
Took it home. Well,
Took it home.
well, we've got one more guy to talk about.
I know.
Mr. Pinoy Power. That's right.
Yeah.
The
What did she
Philippine
say?
Strong.
She said something in a skinny little Filipino body. What did she say? That's it.
Oh, that Jennifer Nettles was
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Something about. All I know is that she was talking about his body.
yeah.
Cute
It
and
was
sexy, skinny in a skinny Filipino body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What was the
Rats.
first part of that?
I
'Cause
did not write that
sounds
one.
like it could be really bad.
Soul
no.
singer in a skinny Filipino body.
There we go,
Wrote,
yeah.
wrote the quote. Yeah.
There it is.
She's country charming. It can slide. It didn't
Totally,
sound,
yeah.
you know, if I just said it right now, and that just made me sound like a creeper. So I'm sorry.
That's why I'm like, and I quote.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do
Well,
you guys think about Runaway Baby? He did the Bruno Mars fast up tempo kind of. Bruno Mars is awesome. Was the song too big for him?
his first mistake was choosing one person to like compare himself to for that song. I mean, he just set it up by saying he said something that was like, I like the Bruno Mars style. That's kind of how I want to be. Mm-hmm. First of all, he said how I want to be.
That I am.
Yeah.
Right.
And so people are going to see him as then not in his own light, but trying to be something else. So basically he was like, I want to be Bruno Mars, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we're just comparing him, and he's not Bruno Mars. That's not his personality. He's not supposed to be like smooth and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Part of his charm is that he's like kind of awkward, kind of, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's still a teenager. I think Bruno Mars, when you see him on stage, it's, you know, he's owning it, and it's 100%. He knows who he is as an artist, 110%, in fact. And I don't think I don't think as a teenager anyone fully knows who they are as an artist. So he's still exploring and figuring that out. And by putting himself in a box, I don't think that's the best move.
Yeah, I didn't think the song was a good choice, and he just kept mentioning Bruno Mars. You know, you could say the song's like by Bruno Mars, but I just was like, oh, he totally boxed himself into that one.
I think maybe if he was going to do a Bruno Mars song, maybe he should have done Just the Way You Are. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely a different one. I was confused on why he chose that one.
Because
It was like repetitive and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just too big. You know,
Yeah.
he's
Trying to be, because we're expecting Bruno Mars, you know?
Could he run in trouble, let's say, after this is said and done? Because, you know, all three of them are going to have options after when they're done with this competition. And especially Jason. Do you think some manager's going to, you know, box him into something, and he's not going to get that chance to grow into the artist he could potentially be? Because what you're saying right now is he wants to be like Bruno Mars instead of being Jason.
Yeah.
You know?
He thinks he wants to be like Bruno Mars.
Yeah, until he finds his own voice.
Yeah.
You know, that true artistry gets that growth.
You know what I was thinking about with Jason tonight is that I feel like he would really benefit, and I'm not suggesting that he go to a boy band, that's not my point, but I feel like with a group, he would be a better artist. Like, I feel like when I see him running around the stage, that's sometimes his weakest moments, or finding a way to just be stronger on stage maybe, because his stage presence can be a little awkward to me at times, so I want him to kind of, you know, find either his own stage presence or have a group where he can feel a little more comfortable, at least starting out.
Yeah, or people to like play with on stage, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like mess around with. And
He'd be great in a band. I think he'd be great in a boy band. Absolutely. And you know what? He's had the most growth. Remember the first week? Remember the second week?
Oh, yeah.
He was the most nervous. It was he and Jordan. They were the ones that were...
Oh, yeah, he was so nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I think he's come probably the furthest along out of anyone in the competition.
Yeah, he totally has.
So imagine if fans are voting on his potential, I mean...
Sky's the limit for him.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
But still J. Rome's to lose, I'm going to say. But hey, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're playing Duets Uncensored. You're watching AfterBuzz TV.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out. Give them a holler. And tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
Oh.
All right, and we are back. Okay, so now we've keyed up this game. It's called Duets Uncensored. If you're not watching us, if you're listening to us on iTunes, what we've done is we've put about 10 sheets of paper on our AfterBuzz table, and on those sheets, I don't know what personalities underneath these sheets of paper. It could be Caduce, it could be J. Rome, it could be anyone in the music reality competition genre. But the girls are going to select a page for me, and I'm going to put it in front of my face, and I have to be this person for 2 minutes. And you guys can ask me. Okay, we'll make it 1 minute. How about that?
I mean, 2 minutes is fine.
All right.
You feel like you can do 2 minutes?
Yeah.
We can do
it.
it. So we're going to give you the true
Can do
opinions
that.
that some of these judges had that they never really got to say.
Okay.
All right, so you guys have mixed up the page. I'm going to grab one. All right.
I can act as timekeeper.
Thank you, Ben Bottomley. Okay, I am. Who am I?
I want to like not tell you, and then I want you to guess, but that's like
But
not
we have
the
to tell
game.
our fans.
It's Jason Farrell or Farrell, whatever.
Okay, Jason. For 2 minutes, I'm Jason Farrell. So you could ask me whatever. Do you guys want me to be a judge? I could be a judge.
Ooh, could we?
You want to redo? We got no time. We got the choice coming up right after this. Okay, well, I'll do another one.
Do another
Okay.
one. Go, go, go.
Is it a judge?
No.
Pick another one. Oh my
I
God,
can see through
you.
it.
Oh, yay, let's
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
It's Simon.
I am Simon Cowell for 2 minutes.
All right.
You can ask me anything about duets related.
3, 2, 1, go.
Simon, what do you think about duets?
Sometimes, I feel like I'm watching a bunch of banshees in heat. But I do have to say that the show does show promise. It reminds me of the X Factor, but not as good.
So why didn't you help in the creation of this?
Well, because darling, I have many shows. I have Britain's Got Talent. I have the X Factor
Darling.
UK. Yes, and of course I have mansions all over the world. So.
Well, so who would you put on the duets panel? Do you like who's there, or would you replace them with somebody else, like Paula, your friend Paula?
Oh, Paula! If Paula's not on her crazy pills, I would love to have Paula. You never know what you're gonna get with her, so I would.
Is that true?
Yes, I would get Paula, and myself, of course, and we'd win naturally. And of course, let's see, I would have me fill up the other 3 chairs.
Oh, if only there were 3 of you. That would be a much better world.
Darling, there is cloning, and I am working on it. Why don't you ask me, who do I think
bet.
will win? Who should
That
lose?
was going to be my next question. Who do you think is going to take it all?
Usually, I would have gone with Bridget Carrington because I have a thing for young urban singers, female singers. If you've noticed my career, Leona Lewis and whatnot.
Right.
But if I'm forced to pick J. Rome, he's a superstar. Absolutely.
So, what do you think? What do you think of the judges' feedback?
Oh my God, they're like robots.
Right.
I'm sorry. If I wanted a prize for participation, I would have played youth soccer. But no, I want some actual.
You mean
criticism.
football?
I'm trying to say how you bloody Americans say it. Excuse me. The judges never give their opinions. I could tell you right now, Farrell, he's a little pitchy. Sorry.
AfterBuzz.
And that's all 2 minutes with me. Thank you very much. Get me to my jet.
Nice.
All right, that does it
Nice.
for our game, Duets Uncensored. Let's go to a little bit of news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
What do you got for us, Stephanie?
So I was super excited to see Robin Thicke sitting in his chair tonight because he was actually in a car accident here in LA on Wednesday night. So TMZ reported that a car cut him off on Sunset Boulevard near the hotel Chateau Marmont, and he crashed his Porsche into another vehicle. And so he apparently totaled the Porsche, but he walked away uninjured, which is great.
Was he wearing leather pants?
I don't have that information. Maybe you can talk to TMZ about
We should
that.
get on that, yeah.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, the police, LAPD, gave him a ride home in a cruiser. So he got a little special treatment there.
Wow. So luckily nothing happened to the hips, so he can still shimmy the hips. He did fine tonight in his performance.
He seemed to be doing well.
Seemed to be feeling normal as usual, just wanting to thrust himself on things.
You cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain him, Mr. Robin Thicke.
There we go.
And that's it for news and notes. And now let's move on to our final predictions.
And now, your
All right.
AfterBuzz TV.
The suspense is killing me. Who's going to win? Really? Okay. All right. Who do you guys think is going to win? Steph, what do you got?
I mean, I think we'll be really sad if this is not the case. I think J. Rome should take it, has been the best throughout week after week.
Yeah, I think J. Rome's going to win.
You know, I absolutely want to disagree with y'all. And you know what? I think I'm totally not going to disagree with you guys. Yes, he's been in first every single week. I don't know if it could be.
That's true.
He's been first every week.
What
Yeah.
is with this guy?
So, but now remember, the biggest caveat in all this is the 14-year-old female that votes
I know,
for Jason.
that's what I was thinking about.
That's the only way
Yeah.
that he could possibly lose. I think it's J. Rome. Hopefully he'll have a great career. He's got the presence, he's got the charisma, he's got the charm, he's got the chops. J. Rome, it's your time to shine.
And I feel like Signed, Sealed, Delivered tonight, he might get some of that teenage vote because it was so just like so charismatic and just out there that I feel like that girls would probably go for that too.
And remember, John Legend, he actually said who he would sign. He said I'd sign J. Rome.
And he has a record label, so if J. Rome somehow...
John Legend has a record label?
Yeah.
He does. So if somehow J. Rome didn't win, I would imagine John Legend would jump on that. He would have to. I mean...
So there you have it. I think it's J. Rome all the way. So, Michelle, where can they find you?
They can find me at Macedo Music or macedomusic.com and check out my music.
You can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Wenger or on my website, www.stephaniewenger.com.
Hey, Ben, so if anyone wants to learn how to run a board or anything like that, any tips from the brainchild of AfterBuzz, where would they find you?
They would have to send a messenger pigeon to my home. I'm not going to release the address. You have to find that out, too.
Nice.
I'm still living in 1914, so it's kind of hard to get a hold of me.
1914, the Titanic, huh?
Ben Bottomley, International Man of Mystery. And you can find me at The Everyday Man. Now, if you guys are sticking around live, make sure to stay tuned for the season finale of The Choice. So that's it for us tonight. For Michelle, Stephanie, Ben, I'm JC. We're the AfterBuzz After Show. Often imitated, never duplicated. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.